Just a quick disclosure to share in conjunction with this podcast. Each of us are speaking to our personal experiences and do not consider ourselves experts and cannot offer medical, therapy, financial, or legal advice. We represent a wide range of experience on the autism spectrum and will always honor each perspective that is brought to our discussions. Our experiences, opinions, and perspectives are all unique and different and will be celebrated. Thank you so much for listening and connecting with us. Thank you.
Hi, this is Tara, and I'm doing a mini episode this week. We're just going to put these little mini episodes in wherever we need some time filler, or if we want to have an extra episode for the week, something like that. So I am here with my son, Zion.
Hello.
Yeah. And we are testing out the soundboard and just trying to figure out if we can figure it out for ourselves on how to record and everything without our awesome editor, Ross. And I think we're doing it, Zion. What do you think?
I think we're doing good.
Yep. So I am going to ask Zion some questions about himself and what it's like to live with autism and just have an organic conversation with my son. So my first question is, Zion, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So, my name's Zion. I am 20 years old, and I have two siblings. I don't know if I should say their names, but...
I've already said their names on the podcast.
So, my two siblings' names are Hannah and Caleb, and I was diagnosed at age 2.5, or I think it was 2.5, right?
Maybe 3.
Around that time.
I think I've said in the past that your pediatrician, who's awesome, diagnosed you at 2.5, but we waited until we got into the neurologist, who it was right after your 3rd birthday, I think.
And another thing is that some hobbies I like doing. I have a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna shout that out.
What's your YouTube channel's name?
It's called Zion is Here, and I'm close to 300 subscribers.
Very cool.
And that's kind of like the main hobby that I do, but I also like, that's kind of the main thing that I do. So
yeah. Do you have a job?
Yes, I work at a grocery store near me.
Cool. And how long have you had that?
I think in a week or so, it's 2 months.
Very cool. How many hours a week do you work?
I work 20 hours a week.
That's really good. That's a lot more than you worked at the last place, right?
Yeah, the last place, it just varied all over the place, but...
Yeah. We might have you back on when we talk about employment, because you've had some experiences that probably our audience wants to hear about. But right now we're going to keep it more like just, conversational. What are some important things in your life?
I feel like pretty much the most important thing in my life is family.
Okay.
Like, it's just like, I feel like if I didn't have my family, like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to complete half of the things that I have.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not just saying that because I'm sitting right across the table from you.
Yeah, like, I truly mean it because, like, I just feel like some things I can do by myself, but there are some things that I need support for that reason. But
okay, what about do you want to go through your family members and say like how they support you, or one thing that they do or you do for them that really makes the relationship special? Or don't cry.
No, I'm not crying. But yeah, so you've helped me a lot with like finding employment in the last few years, and like it's also like sometimes when I get stressed, you're there to kind of assure me to calm down. I mean, because like, I love my siblings, they're great, but sometimes they just kind of like, they kind of need a break from me when I haven't really had any problems for a while, so it's I feel like you're kind of the main person to assure me that everything's okay if I get stressed or something. So,
Yeah.
and then my dad, he helps me do a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I can't imagine the amount of times I've told him or I've asked him to like format like an SD card for like a bunch of like gadgets I'm working with.
Yeah.
And my sister Hannah, she is great because I actually live a little bit part time at another house, and she supports me for living in the room in that house.
In her
So
basement.
yeah,
You have a house in the I mean, you have a room in her house that she shares with some roommates at MSU.
yeah, and it really helps because like like when I'm at work, like it's pretty close to that house, so it's like when when I don't, because where we live, it takes about 20 minutes to get to work from here. And then, like, sometimes I like spending a night at that or at my sister's house. Instead of having to drive 20 minutes, I could just drive 5 minutes from her house to where I work. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and then Caleb, me and him play games sometimes too. Like I just feel like me and Caleb are kind of like yeah, we kind of bicker sometimes, but we love each other in the end. So
yeah. And he loves you.
yeah, yeah.
What do you think about, do you feel like by you having autism, it has helped them in their, you know, being empathetic or, in their life at all?
I think yeah, they're very empathetic. Like especially, I mean, everybody is, but because my sister Hannah and I are only 15 months apart, so I think she is one of the people that's like really empathetic and she understands how like my disability works and like kind of like when I work best with written instructions instead of like verbal things. Like I prefer things written down instead of like verbal.
Yeah.
So
For example.
like work for example. This recent job that I've been working at for around 2 months now, uh like I work way better with written instructions. Not to say that like I just can't do verbal instructions, but like it's a lot better for me to have something written down like a schedule,
Right.
like what I need to do for that day.
Yeah.
So that's I will learn that way better. So
Yeah, and I think over the years we've realized that like if it stacking on a bunch of chores or responsibilities or a list that you need to do, it overwhelms you. So you don't remember, you might remember one of the things you might need to do, but you're thinking, oh, I just, it's too much.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, so like if I give you three things, like go do this and this and this, you'll get the first one done, but then you might need to come back and reaffirm what
Yeah,
those other two were.
I have had to do that with work,
Yeah.
but luckily, like they're so patient with me, which
Mm-hmm.
I love that because, um, like, I mean, yeah, my previous job they were patient with me, but like I feel like my new job they're a lot more understanding because they have employed with the job provider I've done. They've employed people with the same disability that I have. So,
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Do you think that you have a disability? Do you want people to know you have a disability or do you think that you just have, some people use different language, like different abilities or do you feel like people knowing that you have a disability has helped or hindered you?
so I only in real life like there's only a few people that like if I first meet them, but I want to develop a friendship or trust of some sort, and then I'll tell them
Okay.
because like with my YouTube channel, like really early videos, like in like 2017 when I first started, uh, I do kind of regret saying that I have it because people are mean sometimes.
Yeah, they
People
are.
people are mean in the comments.
Yeah.
And to this day I don't read the comments very much. So
Yeah.
because I'm
Would
kind
it
of
would it even change what you did? I mean, like, would it change? Would other people being mean to you and telling you, you know, that this video is stupid or something like that, would that even change what you would do? Probably not, right?
yeah,
You'd
no.
probably just still make the same video. So why
Yeah.
read the comments?
Yeah. And it doesn't like I mean I have read comments before that are supporting me, but like when I post on YouTube Shorts, which just launched recently, uh like some like because people are like random people, I mean I don't want to say around the world because my content is not that viral, but like people anywhere can comment stuff, and I have had some mean ones, but
Yeah. Because really, if you want to call it a disability, do you acknowledge you have a disability or not? You just have autism.
uh like I try to say with a person with autism because I know some people say autistic,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm fine with that too, but I prefer a person with autism, which I don't know if that's a very like that's kind of like I don't know if it's a very popular opinion because like
I think it is. So person first language, meaning a person with autism, is separating them from their autism. They don't. It essentially is saying that you're a person first, and you are a person who just happens to be
yeah,
have autism. Autistic person. I think there's a lot of arguments in the population who prefers that language that their autism makes them the person they are.
yeah,
So I think that's the two differences.
yeah,
But I believe that you can choose whatever you want to. You're the person who has autism.
yeah,
You're the autistic person. It's whatever you prefer. Um, but I think that you're so much more than your autism. So that's why I prefer to use a person with autism.
me too, yeah.
So, anyways, I don't think autism defines who you are, but some people do believe their autism defines who they are. So, um, speaking about your YouTube videos, what do you do videos on?
Um, so it's basically just anything I'm interested in, but like I think I'm pretty happy where I'm at because like well, it's not that like I mean the fact that I've like even have like any subscribers is something that I'm very happy about because when I first created the channel, it had some pretty weird names for the channel. It used to be like Orange Predator Gamer or something like that. Like it just dates itself. But I created the channel on September 19th, I think, of 2015. But I didn't really start posting until 2016. But when I look back at that content from like I want to say like 2016 through 2020, I'm just like because I think my editing has really gone a long way
Yeah.
because like I've noticed that when I edit, like people are a lot more likely to be interested in the video because uh like like in YouTube like Studio, which is kind of like a manager type thing to like monitor like your stats and stuff like that. Like I've noticed that there's this thing called audience retention. So I'll like how long people watch a video
Mm-hmm.
and the duration. And like I've noticed that it's gone up a lot more compared to it was 3 years ago. And
Yeah.
believe it
You
or
mean
not,
for any of your videos or?
I've noticed that because when I actually like because on thumbnails like the pictures that you see before you click on the video, they're not the best. That's one thing I'm trying to improve on. But I've noticed that well, a couple of thumbnails like I did a video recently where the thumbnail I think was a little bit better than my other ones, and it got more attention. And like I think yeah, thumbnail is I think one of the most important things because that's your first kind of impression for
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
sees a video. So
But being someone who likes a lot of research, I know that people or kids today have a much shorter attention span. Do you find that people watch the shorts more than your longer videos?
Yeah, shorts are way more than my YouTube videos,
Yeah.
which, like, I like that. Like, I like that people like my YouTube shorts, but that kind of, I don't know how to feel about it because I put a lot more effort in the videos long form
Yeah.
instead of YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
Like, YouTube shorts is usually when I post on it, it's like when I don't have like a full video idea for that day. So I just post a YouTube short about things I'm interested in. Basically, kind of the same thing as YouTube videos, but in shorts. So,
But you know what? I think that is good though, because that leads people to your actual channel.
yeah,
So, like when I see a short on Instagram, it gets me interested in that content creator.
yeah,
So it leads me to go follow their regular
yeah.
page. So, um, let's get down to some other things. What's a topic that we talk about all the time?
Hmm.
Friends?
Uh, yeah. So,
Is that's a hard topic for us, huh?
yeah,
Yeah. We've tried over the years to do a lot of different ways and create a lot of different circumstances that you can meet friends and what do you think about that?
um, so it varies because like there are some things that I do like that I did. Like I don't know if I shouldn't have mentioned them by name, but it's an organization near where we live where it's like a church group.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really wanting to join the church group for the longest time because I'm like just because like I feel like I think I'm an extrovert, but like I do have some times where I need to recharge. Like
Yeah.
I just need to be in my room for a while because like when it's really like loud, it's like sensory overload sometimes.
And you sometimes wear headphones that
Yeah.
you actually wear headphones quite a bit.
Yeah. Which I feel like I do rely on a little bit too much, but yeah, so the church group I joined I think in 2019 and it was awesome. Like I met a lot of people there that I still talk to. Um and like that church group was great. But it kind of got interrupted by the pandemic. So like only actually maybe it was in February because I think it was like maybe like November of that year because I remember not very long after I met all these people, the pandemic happened and it shut down everything.
Yeah.
And then we had these Zoom meetings or Zoom like just Zoom hangouts and Zoom was really bad back then with phones. So like it will lag and you can't hear anything someone's saying.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a fan of virtual things.
What are some other things that we've tried? We've tried to make a social group.
Yeah,
Um, I'm going to be real here for a second and
yeah, go
say,
ahead.
you have a little bit of a hard time with other people who might trigger your sensory issues. Is that
I
correct?
agree. Yeah, that's true.
So, like, I mean, even though you are a person with autism, you have a little bit of a hard time with people who have stimming, maybe, and have sensory problems on their own. It's almost like you guys trigger each other a little
Yeah.
bit. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like you're also waiting for maybe someone to have a meltdown.
Yeah, like an anticipating
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
you're anticipating someone else to have a meltdown that you may or may not have once had
Yeah.
because at one point in your life, not very long ago, that you would have meltdowns.
Yeah.
What would you I mean, without going too far into it, but what kind of meltdown would you have that might trigger somebody else?
Hmm. Like, I think my meltdowns, if like I just like that's one thing that I think I've improved a lot
Oh
on.
my gosh, yeah.
It's like I still get mad sometimes, but it's not nearly as because like when I was really young, like it was different. Like I just kind of had short, like a lot of stuff can make me mad, like
Mm-hmm.
easily. But I think I've just grown up,
You
and
have.
well, it's just there's one thing, and I think now that school, I mean, school was like there are some benefits that I have had, like meeting people that I've known since kindergarten and first grade. But like it's for the most part the way that it was organized and how information was given, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So
And we tried a bunch of different school models.
yeah, we tried. Well, some of them worked.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I should mention by name, but we tried a private school, which I was around there for I
2 years.
yeah, 2 or 3 years, and then that worked pretty
That
well.
worked really well.
Yeah. Um,
But
and
you really wanted to go on to Ozark High School, so
yeah,
that's why and you can, if it's a good scenario, I don't mind you mentioning them because it's good advertisement for them.
yeah,
Um, but if we have problems with the person, we don't want to get
yeah,
sued.
yeah, yeah,
So, um, so yeah, that school was really good, and you can mention them if you want.
yeah. So I can say the name.
Yeah,
So I went to Infinity Academy, which it used to be in Springfield, but now it's in Ozark actually, and they really helped me,
yeah,
like because 2016. I don't know if you found them or like didn't the manager or the
yeah. Brenda Bradshaw, I think she reached out to me, and I can't remember if she reached out to me on Facebook or I just saw her Facebook post because her child was in the Faces of Autism project that
Mhm.
we did. So I knew her a little bit, and I knew that she was starting a school, and I was really excited about. So you were one of the first students to sign up.
Yeah.
You were in the inaugural class.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. You had some really cool instructors, and we're still friends with some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really great school for you for at least 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to go to regular high school.
Yeah. And I think maybe because like that Infinity Academy really kind of saved me because 2016 was probably one of the most hardest years. And I think you could probably agree with that because like a lot of stuff happened, but like it really like helped me with that. So I was
Yeah.
kind of in a not good place. But
Yeah.
like that helped me so much. So
Yeah. It was good to be there with other kids that had the same difficulties that you did, and you made friends,
yeah.
but you also had a hard time with their difficulties as well.
Yeah, because
When you have a bunch of kids, well, how many kids were there? 13?
originally there was like 10 and then it started going up and
Maybe
then
13 kids?
yeah, something like that.
So, and everybody has their own difficulties and ways
Yeah.
of learning, and sometimes you guys sort of worked off each other a little
Yeah.
bit. So, but yeah, that was a great experience for us. But anyways, let's see. What else do you think that, what are the benefits of having autism? Do you see any benefits?
Yeah, I think the thing is that like I think I'm very good at like memorizing things that might not even be that important.
Yeah.
Like like when like I can remember specific things from like I would go back as far as like 10 years ago. Like maybe not specific days, but
I
I
would say
can
longer than that.
almost almost
Yeah.
longer than that. Because oh my gosh, 10 years ago was 2013.
I rely on your memory more than you do.
Yeah.
I'm like, what year was that? What year was I in
Yeah. Especially like with vacations that we've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like
Or which year did we have this exchange student?
yeah.
You're like, Mom, that was not that year.
Yeah.
You're
But
really good about remembering our whole lives. I trust your memory way more than anybody else's.
yeah. and another thing is that like my interests. I think because I have autism, I have very like for a while up until recently, I had phases where I would be interested in. It's kind of weird because I would nonstop talking about one thing, and I don't know if that really happens anymore. It's more, yeah, I still have my interest, but I'm more willing to talk about any or stuff other than things I like. That's one thing I think I'm improved on too.
Yeah,
Is that
I agree.
like I could talk about a lot of stuff, like just have normal conversation and not talk about the same thing. But like I remember, this is a memory that I got recently. Is I don't think it was in Alaska. Actually, no, I think it was. When we went to Alaska in 2016, I remember. Uh, I think you said because I don't think we were in bear country, but like it was like if you talk a lot, the bears like they just they don't even like attack you or
Yeah,
anything.
well, they know you're coming, so
Yeah,
you don't surprise them.
yeah,
I think they told us that when we
yeah,
went into the national park there. It's
and
like just make lots of noise as you walk, and you won't surprise
yeah,
bears.
and
Or
I
you could buy the bell that
oh
attached
yeah,
to the.
yeah, and I think I talked about cereal mascots the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I don't was that the same thing?
So to clarify for our listeners, is I put Zion because Zion's a talker. I put Zion in charge of talking on every trail we went on, and Zion talked and talked and talked and talked. It
Yeah,
was it was hilarious.
yeah, like and like interests that I have had. It's like the only thing is that when I was 13, I feel like I was a little bit like I had kind of like a realization that I'm like, wait, this might not be in my age demographic. But like with people like in junior high where people are interested in things about I don't want to say mature, but like more grown up things. Like grown up topics. Like I remember people well not even grown up for like 13-year-olds. But like I like even 13 when I was 13, like I was obsessed with Beanie Babies and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Because I it's weird because like I the majority of things that I'm interested in is stuff that I wasn't even born in.
Yeah.
Like
Vintage things.
yeah, like 80s, 90s, all of that. And like I've joked before that you could put me in the 1980s or 90s. If you didn't give me a phone or anything, I would blend in.
Yeah, you
Like
would.
it wouldn't no one would notice a thing.
Yeah.
If I
Like
like
if I
time
gave you a rotary phone, you'd probably know how to do it.
yeah, it would
Or a flip phone.
yeah.
Actually, many times we've bought or you have bought yourself a flip phone and tried to revert back to flip phones.
Yeah, and I still have one.
Yeah.
And I like some stuff about it. I remember I did a challenge on my YouTube video for a while. I could only last like a week, and
Yeah.
that was even being a little generous because I mean, like I still love nostalgic stuff, but I'm like even though there are some things I don't like about my smartphone, like I use it a lot.
Yeah.
And
Especially for GPS.
yeah, but
Yeah. Which is we on our other not the mini podcast on the regular podcast we talk about transportation and you're one of the individuals that does have their own driver's license.
yeah.
And it took a while, but you're a pretty good driver.
Yeah, and because I mean I have had a couple like
That was when
bumps.
when you first got it.
And
But
like
but you need your smartphone for your GPS.
yeah, I mean like
That's
I can
what's always taking you back to your
yeah
smartphone.
I can like remember some places like going to my sister's house
Mm-hmm.
and going to work is the like I memorized it all, but I mean it's not very hard, but like yeah GPS is very useful for
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
because with I had a 2001 Toyota Corolla that was passed down through many people, and then I had it for a
All the
while.
kids had to take their turn on the Corolla.
Yeah, and it had a lot of well, I don't know if it had a lot of problems, but it would break down or like it wouldn't start sometimes. I don't know if it was the battery or the motor was bad, but uh, and then I got recently. No, I shouldn't flex like that, but I got a newer car, and it's the car I've had ever since, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it just like no, I shouldn't say that, but it's a pretty nice car.
It is a very nice car. It's a very nice car for your age.
Yeah.
I didn't have a nice car like that until I was married and your dad paid for it.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's see. Other little mini things that we can talk about. What about your dog?
So, I recently, yeah, it was March of 2022. I got a service dog named Jasmine.
Yeah.
And,
What's her whole name?
Lady Jasmine Holcomb or something?
Lady Jasmine Grace.
Grace, that's what it
Holcomb.
was, yeah.
So Lady for Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Jasmine for Jasmine from
Aladdin.
because we didn't say this, but Zion is a Disney guru. He knows when every Disney movie has ever been made.
Yeah,
And then Grace is what the dog breeder named her, and then Holcomb's our last name. So, and what does she do for you?
So she is really good at like when I'm stressed, which has happened to me recently. She does the hugs command where like I'm sitting on the couch and like I say hugs and then she'll jump up on me.
Yeah. She's really good, and she's perfect when you put her vest on. She was trained by Michael Miller, who recently passed away, and she's just such a great dog. We're really happy to have her, and your parents can use her when they're stressed out, huh?
Yeah.
So she actually is a service dog because she has commands that help Zion help with panic attacks or in the community when he's in the community.
Yeah,
She's calming.
Yeah, I do need to take her out more though.
Yeah, she needs a little bit more exercise, huh? Now that you're working at Hy-Vee, you...
Oh, you said the place.
I did, and we've mentioned it before because Hy-Vee is a really good employer. Now that you're working at Hy-Vee, though, she spends a lot more time alone.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, she's getting more bonded with me.
Yeah.
But, well, it's been fun having you. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's all the things that I think of right now.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to get to know you a little bit. We can do this again.
Yeah.
We really are just testing the soundboard and seeing if I can actually figure this out.
Yeah.
Doing the recording so he doesn't have to come all the way from Branson every week. So we're going to try to put this out as a mini episode. Maybe the other ladies will have their child come in and they can interview them and we can get to know, our audience can get to know each of our children.
That's a great idea.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Do you want to come back and visit with me next time?
Oh, yeah.
Or another time?
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Awesome.
I could do it.
Okay, so you can find Navigating Adult Autism on Instagram and Facebook under Navigating Adult Autism. Just take a search for it. Our website is navigatingadultautism.com, and we are on Apple and Spotify as a bi-weekly episode podcast, talking about our children and being moms and advocates and just friends with the autism community. And we'll see you later.
Thank you for having me.